I tried the triple threat build for the Executor and it's absolutely insane. This build focuses on using bleed, poison and frostbite alongside physical damage to quickly burst down enemies with status effects, while also chipping away at them with katana swings. Add in a bit of invisibility and percentage based health shredding and you've got a combo that deletes even tanky enemies before they can react. In this video I'll walk you through the full build, explain how everything works together, break down how to sequence your status ailments to get the most out of it, and share some personal tweaks and improvements I've made to make it even stronger. Let's dive in. Since we start with a katana, bleed is already baked into the weapon, which gives us our first status effect right out of the gate. No upgrades, no effort, just instant bleed build up on every slash, and honestly that alone already chunks enemies pretty fast. But here's where it gets wild. Once you layer that with two relics that add frostbite and poison, things really start melting. Relic 1 is the Knight of the Myasma. This relic grants us frostbite, which is seriously nasty. When it triggers, it deals 10% of the enemy's max HP instantly. Then for a short time, the enemy takes 20% more damage from all sources. On top of that, you get a damage bonus just for attacking frostbitten enemies. And here's the kicker, it also gives you invisibility, and this isn't just some gimmick. It lets you reposition, safely charge attacks or just keep applying frostbite and poison without drawing aggro. The synergy here, burst damage, stealth and build up is insane. Myasma isn't just useful, it basically defines the build. Relic 2 is the Knight of the Wise. This one gives a small boost to your maximum FP, which might not sound like much, but it's actually used for spamming stuff like Chilling Mist from the Myasma relic. The extra FP lets you cast more often, apply statuses more reliably and stay aggressive longer. But the real juice, your weapon now deals poison damage on top of everything else. And if your target is poisoned, you get a flat attack power increase just for doing what you are already doing. It's a free bonus damage that scales fast. So now you've got bleed from the katana, frostbite from Myasma and poison from the Knight of the Wise. All stacking, all proccing fast and all making enemies melt before they can react. For the third relic you've got some flexibility, but I usually go with the Knight of the Fathom for the extra survivability it brings to the build. It gives a nice boost to your maximum HP, which the Executor definitely needs since he's a bit on the squishier side. It also makes your flask heal allies, adding a bit of unexpected team utility. And the best part, your items now apply effects to nearby teammates, which is a game changer in co-op or longer grinding boss fights. The support value on top of everything else makes Fathom a really solid choice for keeping both you and your team alive without giving up any of your offensive power. Okay, now here's the sequence. Always try to apply Frostbite first. Here's why. When Frostbite procs, it instantly chunks 10% of the enemy's max HP and increases all incoming damage by 20% for a short time. So if you land bleed or poison while the frostbite debuff is active, you're getting boosted damage from every tick, every proc and every swing. It's like lining up dominoes, then watching them all crash down in perfect order. If you're running Chilling Mist, open with that to start stacking frostbite early. And if you've got invisibility from Myasma, use it to sneak in, set up a clean backstab or land a fully charged heavy attack. Also, the frostbite burst alone is often enough to wipe out smaller mobs, especially when they're clustered. So it's not just a setup move, it's a finisher too. Once frostbite is active, that's your cue to go in with your katana and start stacking poison and bleed. Every swing applies build up towards both status effects, filling up 2 invisible bars. When bleed triggers, it hits with a massive burst based on the enemy's maximum HP. When poison triggers, it starts a damage overtime effect that keeps ticking in the background. Now here's the fun part, with both poison and frostbite active, your relics kick in and give you a flat attack power boost. So you're getting free bonus damage just by doing what this build is already designed to do. And since bleed scales with maximum HP, it's especially hard on bosses or tanky elites. Stack that with 20% frostbite damage amp and you'll be watching massive chunks of health disappear in seconds. This is where the triple threat build really comes alive. And here are a few personal tweaks I've made that really help this build scale better, especially across longer runs or tougher boss fights. The first one is the offhand element pick. This is one of the most underrated ways to take the triple threat build even further. Counter picking based on the Nightlords elemental weakness. If the boss is weak to lightning, holy or fire, just hit up that corresponding zone and grab a katana or any weapon with that element. Here's the beauty of it, you don't have to change your entire build or swap out relics. Just equip the elemental weapon in your offhand, then two-hand it during the boss fight to fully capitalize on the elemental weakness. It's a quick adjustment that adds bonus elemental damage without sacrificing your triple threat playstyle, and Executor always shines when dual wielding. And the second pro tip is upgrading your katana early. Seriously, don't skip this. Grab a smithing stone from the vendor early in your run, then do a quick detour to the mine, and you'll have enough material to upgrade your starting katana to purple rarity. If you plan to use an elemental offhand later, go ahead and repeat the upgrade process for the weapon too. This gives you a massive early game power spike, and since the katana already has bleed built in, your damage will start spiking from the very beginning. It's one of the easiest, most reliable upgrade you can make, especially on day 1 or early day 2 runs. Now coming to one of my absolute favorites, the Hoarfrost Stomp. It gives you that sweet Frostbite status, and honestly it just looks way cooler in action. The stomp animation sends out this dramatic freezing shockwave that feels incredibly satisfying to land, and I would argue it even has better reach than Chilling Mist. Now it doesn't imbue your weapon with frost like Chilling Mist from the Myasma relic, but if you're just starting out or want to experiment with Frostbite early on, Hoarfrost Stomp is a fantastic replacement. It's especially useful for clearing out mobs quickly thanks to the AoE and fast build-up. It's the perfect option if you haven't unlocked the full relic setup yet but still want that frost synergy in your kit. For this build, you will want to stack passives that boost both your physical and elemental damage negation. Then look for ones that increase your attack power, especially when you're two-handing or dual wielding. There are two passives I always run together for defense. One gives you damage negation after taking a hit, and the other builds a damage blocking shield with successive attacks. That's my go-to defensive combo. The shield from successive hits block the first incoming strike, and when that gets triggered, the second passive kicks in to reduce damage on follow-up hits. It flows perfectly in high pressure fights. On the dormant power side, focus on anything that amps up your physical damage or reduces incoming physical hits. I'll drop the full list on screen, feel free to pause and copy them down. So why is this build so much fun and honestly kind of OP? You're stacking 3 status effects, bleed, poison and frostbite right from the start. And with Executor Sky Eye Arcane stat, those procs hit fast and hit hard. Frost skills like Chilling Mist or Frost Stomp give you massive AoE, making mob clearing effortless. Even better when you're fighting bosses that come with minions, using one of those frost skills on the ads guarantee a frostbite proc, which also triggers invisibility, instantly dropping enemy act. That gives you a crucial window to heal, reposition or charge up a heavy attack, especially in those chaotic multi-target boss fights. And the flexibility is just cherry on top. You can equip an offhand weapon with an element that targets the Nightlord's weakness, or even pre-select the right element through your relic, all without changing your main build. One quick swap and you're fully optimized. It's fast, efficient and absolutely ruthless. Try it out and thank me later. And that's the full breakdown of the triple threat build for the Executor. If this guide helped you out or you're planning to try the build yourself, drop a comment and let me know how it goes, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more NIGHTREIGN content. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next run.